Baseball is back, and at Team Toyota, savings and selection are back too. With tons of new Toyota SUVs, trucks, and hybrids to choose from, and with our lineup of over 200 certified used Toyotas, you can find the right fit for you and your budget. Plus, our service and collision centers are here to get you back in the game in no time. Visit one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, or Glen Mills, or online at teamtoyota.net. Well, we saw arguably the biggest podcast of all time on, what's today? Thursday. So we saw it on Wednesday night.
Right.
Where do you think this is going to rank, Sean?
I thought you were talking about our podcast after that Rangers series.
I mean, that one too.
Deal to me.
Shout out to the YouTube numbers. Man.
Yeah.
It's one of our record pods. But,
we were talking about the former Eagles center and his brother.
Inviting
his girlfriend.
Biggest, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
I didn't catch any of that. I heard it was a pretty big deal, though.
Big deal. 12 million is what we're going to shoot for in 24 hours here.
Yeah.
So if everyone can get on that, obviously, shout out to New Heights and Jason Kelsey, Travis, and Taylor. But this is where you're going to get your information from.
Yeah, I got a lot of things to say here. This is big time.
That's what I'm saying.
Tune in.
That's what I'm saying. I think we can beat it.
Big numbers. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Baseball talk.
So
talking ball.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised they didn't give us a Phillies Talk shout out. I mean,
yeah.
Travis or Jason might have listened to it. I mean, Taylor might have too. You never know.
No doubt. She's from the area.
She might know who we are.
Reading, PA. Phillies fan.
Welcome in.
Yeah.
Welcome into Phillies Talk, presented by Team Toyota. I am Spencer McKercher, once again joined by Sean Kane. Oh boy, we were hoping that this was going to be a fun pod.
Yeah.
We're recording Thursday night. You guys will get this Friday morning, so happy Friday to everybody. But we're sitting down here. It's 10:07. The Phillies just lost 3-2 to the Washington Nationals. They have lost 3 straight games for the first time since June 24 through 26 when they got swept by the Astros. Kind of a surprising thing, but it's also the 5th time they've lost 3?
5th time this season they lost 3 or more in a row.
Doesn't feel like that, but especially when it's been 2 months. But there's some daunting scenarios and storylines after the last 3 games. Especially they finished Thursday night with 10 hits.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
However, going back to the 3 games in Cincinnati and now this game, they are 26 for 130 as a team. 26 hits, 130 at bats. That's a 200 batting average. It was worse. Obviously, the 10 hits helps on Thursday, but dude, what is going on with this offense? And oh my gosh, let's just freak out. It's panic time in Philadelphia. I mean, you go to Twitter and it's like, oh my God, the season's over.
Yeah.
The fun time was happening in Texas, and now it's the end of the world.
Yeah, it's funny. 3 runs now in the last 3 games. They had, I guess, on Monday night they scored 4 runs in the 8th. But if you take that inning away, the offense since Texas has been pretty dreadful. It's crazy how baseball is. The last podcast we did was after that sweep on Sunday in Texas against a hot Rangers team, and Wheeler found a way to get it done. The offense, timely hitting, and then 4 days later, they've lost 3 in a row. Like I said, they had the 1 big inning Monday that easily could have been a loss. They've generally been getting some decent pitching, but the offense has just been dreadful, man. And this is what concerns me and concerns, I think, people that have been through it with this group for the last 3-4 years in October, because what you saw these last 3 games is exactly what you saw in the NLDS, just cold guys all going cold at the same time. I mean, Castellanos is a mess right now.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
1 for 29 in his last 7 games. Like, he's giving you nothing, man. Like, his OBP since July 1st is like 270. I think he's hitting like under 150 in August now. And he's just, guys are getting cold. Like, Schwarber obviously had a couple big hits in Cincinnati, but had another big hit on Thursday night too. But he's striking out a lot. Harper, I think now is like 5 for his last 36. So my point is, like, just guys that are streaky now are going cold, and all it takes is a couple of games in October, and we're right back where we were last postseason. So that's what concerns me. That's why I was hoping more would be done at the deadline than Harrison Bader in terms of the offense. So it's disappointing. It's a little frightening, a little concerning is probably a better word coming into October when you've seen this group go through these stretches, and we're going through a pretty bad one right now.
It's rough. It's rough. And we'll get to Nick here because that's a huge, it's disappointing. It is frightening. It's all the things. I guess I'll play, the angel on the shoulder, just in terms of I trust this team. I can we've seen it happen, but we've also seen this stretch of runs where, I mean, this game today, the last 3 games have just been boring.
Yeah.
They've been so boring. They've been going by quick. There's nothing going on. And it is concerning. However, it's like Rob Thompson likes to say, it's the ruts of the season. It's the ebbs and flows of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get, you knew this was going to happen. It's kind of disappointing that it's happening because I really do think that you could have buried the Mets by now.
Yeah.
The Mets you had a chance. Oh my God. They're doing everything they can. They just blew another lead here on Thursday night. They blew a gigantic lead.
15 now.
Insane. Insane. And they were up 1 run in the 7th or 8th inning here, and the Braves came back. Shout out to the Braves.
Yeah.
And beat them 4-3 on Thursday night. And obviously the crazy game where they were up 6-1 or 6-0 on Wednesday, and the Braves come back and did. So you had every chance here to bury this team, especially you go into Washington and you're feeling good. And then you come out with a clunker. I mean, 10 hits, but you only had 2 extra base hits.
Yep.
Schwarber had one of them with the RBI double off the wall. That's RBI number 98. But Kyle's even struggling too right now.
Yep.
I mean, is there anything that you're seeing to blame?
That not necessarily to blame, but one thing that's really jumping out to me is like there is 0 early offense in terms of early in the game offense.
That's true.
Like the whole series in Cincinnati, they didn't score a single run before the 8th inning in that whole series. Now, last night against Washington, Harper gets the RBI fielder's choice, I believe, in the 3rd inning. They attack one on in the 5th. So, but they just come out in that 1st inning, the top of the order, and it's like nothing, man. Like just 1, 2, 3, or maybe 1 hit, and that's it. And I just don't feel like when's the last time they jumped on a team early like that. That's why you have your 3 best hitters at the top. Get some early offense. If you're not going to score in the 1st inning, maybe score a run or 2 in the 2nd inning, the 3rd inning. Like it's just like such a slim margin for the starting pitcher when there's no early offense. So these guys they give up a run or 2, and it feels like it's the end of the world. It's just so much easier when you're a starting pitcher to have obviously some run support, but some early run support, get you an early lead and give you a little more margin for error. So that'd be nice just to jump on a team early and kind of put the pressure on them early. But yeah, man, I mean, we can go through the individual hitters. It's just a lack of really anything. The extra base hits haven't been there. Certainly weren't there last night in Washington. You can't really count on them stringing together a bunch of singles in a row. You mentioned the 10 hits. 3 of them were Trey Turner's infield singles, which is great. Okay, get on base, but like, it's just tough, man. Like it's tough. And this offense, I think Alec Bohm could be a big deal for them. He's going to be back, I think, in a couple of days from Lehigh Valley, just to slide in behind Harper there because. Castellanos has given him nothing in the 4-hole basically all season. Like he's hit better sometimes when he's 5th, and then JT, his numbers in the 4-hole aren't good. So I think Bohm's naturally going to be that guy to slide back in that cleanup spot. Not that he's your natural cleanup hitter, but I think he just gives him a little more than Nick's giving him right now. And JT's been generally okay, but I think JT's not really cut out to be their cleanup hitter.
No, and it's just such a weird dynamic too right now. Yeah, without Bohm, we'll get to Alec here in a second too, because obviously him coming back hopefully can give some sort of boost to this offense. Let's hit on Nick real fast because obviously it's been under the radar because we've said multiple times that he's probably been the Phillies' most consistent hitter. We've said that over his tenure as a Philly. Right now, he's the most consistent non-existent bat, if that's what you want to say.
Yeah.
He hasn't had an OPS higher than 860 since June of 2023.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
a month, like a month.
Right.
And I guess it's going to be interesting down the stretch because the way he's struggling, I mean, you mentioned he's 1 for 29 in his last 7 games. What is that? I just had it up here. Whatever it is. It's an 8. I think it's a 0.34 batting average. He batted 207 in July. He's batting 149 in August. Yeah. His batting average was on June 30th was 282. As we sit down here on August 14th, it's down to 254. A lot of things just I don't know. I don't know where to go. I think it comes down to, do you make Nick happy or do you want to take this team to the World Series? Right. Because I think right now I'd almost have Max Kepler, especially against righties, go out there and prove what he can do because obviously he's hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, another hit last night.
Yeah, it just I don't know. It's going to be interesting because like I don't know where Nick's going to be this offseason if he continues to struggle this way.
Yeah.
And if you're the Phils and if you're Rob Thompson, do you go, hey, you know what? maybe Max Kepler's our best option in right field, especially in the batter's box as October is quickly approaching.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely makes sense to me right now to platoon those guys in right field at the very least. I think in the last 2 months, Castellanos is hitting well under 200 against right-handed pitching. He's not hitting any pitching right now. Kepler's a better defensive player. So, yeah, Nick's a guy that plays every day. That's Nick. Like, that's great when he's producing, and he's not giving you anything, right? And, like, yeah, obviously he's streaky, and we've known that for a long time. But I even feel like this year there even really hasn't been that. He's been more consistent earlier in the year than he hasn't had that hot streak where he carries the team for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
like he did a few years ago in 23. You referenced he had a big postseason series against the Braves that same year. He actually hit well against the Mets in that series in the DS last year. But he just hasn't had one of those like hot streaks, in my opinion. He's been at his best. He's just kind of been a good, solid hitter, and now he is just really down in the dumps. I don't know. Like Rob Thompson's got to do something. You can't just keep trotting this guy out there. And he dropped him down to 6 last night because in the middle of the order he's just killing you. But at what point do you look to Kepler? Now there's a lefty pitching Friday night, Mackenzie Gore. So I assume he'll be in the lineup tomorrow against the lefty. But tonight against the lefty, Friday night against the lefty. But yeah, you got to do something. You can't just keep trotting him out here and he's giving you these unproductive at-bats and he's swinging early in counts like he always does. And it's not pretty right now, man. And I think Rob Thompson's time is running out to kind of be sticking with Nick because he's showing him more than enough loyalty, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's had 5. I just looked. He has 5. He only has 5 multi-hit games since June 30th.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a month and a half.
Yeah, of just not good at-bats. And he looks lost. It's just frustrating. And that's the thing. We haven't heard from him in a while either because he's been asked these questions sometimes where he's like, I'll figure it out. And I feel like he does then. Whenever he talks to the media and he's like, you know what, I'll get it together. I'll figure it out. And he gives his little spiel.
Yeah.
And then it comes through. We haven't heard from Nick in a while. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe we need to talk to him. Maybe he can get his frustrations off his chest a little bit to the media and just hear what we can do. But it's an interesting way. I mean, again, imagine saying this in June, like, hey, you know what? Maybe Max Kepler is your best option in right field going forward, especially towards the playoffs here.
Yeah. Yeah. Matt Kepler's hitting a little better lately. I mean, he's hitting the ball hard. Thompson always talks about his ability to hit a fastball and he can always hit a fastball. So we'll see. But yeah, it's something's got to give. And Nick's always talking to like, the concentration or the emphasis this year was kind of not chasing as much. And he thinks that kind of takes away his aggressiveness as a hitter. And he's got to get back to, what he's done his whole career. And he's definitely swinging early and often in counts this year. And certainly lately. And it's really not helping him come out of this. So who knows? But with this outfield situation being what it is, guys are going to have to earn their playing time. And he's not doing that right now at the plate.
No, he's not. And hopefully, again, we keep saying that. Hopefully he can turn around. That'd be great if he can. But
yeah,
I mean, it would be helpful because that's what we said. If this team isn't going to go out and get a big deadline bat, which I was on the side where I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I said that the only reason I was okay with that was because you trust these big name guys to get it done in October.
Yeah.
And right now we're not seeing one of their big name guys get it done. So hopefully Nick can get it done here moving forward as August rolls on. All right, Kaner, it's Birds season officially as August rolls on. As we sit down, we got Eagles open practice. They have the first preseason game under their belt. Tanner McKee looked good. I don't know about that, but we're ready for it.
We're ready. Football's coming, man. Football is coming. Kansas City, Philadelphia. I mean, we've seen it in the Super Bowl a couple times. Maybe we'll see a third installment of the Super Bowl between these two this year. But should be fun, man. Should be a great trip. Should be a great season. I'm really looking forward to the Eagles. And it's like you said, it's going to be here before we know it.
Yep. The Birds are taking over Kansas City with Philly Sports Trips. Join NBC Sports Philadelphia and Philly Sports Trips for the ultimate fan experience. Lock in your spot today and be a part of the Birds takeover in Kansas City. Book now. Let's switch up real quick. I just want to talk about this really fast. Where's your trust level in Jesus Luzardo? Obviously, I thought he pitched decent today. Yeah. It stunk that he didn't get any offensive help.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a little debate in the office. Obviously, I don't know where he's going to be come playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And like the idea was thrown out there. Do you think he is even on maybe that NLDS roster?
Interesting.
We haven't seen. We saw Taijuan Walker not make the roster. I don't think he's Taijuan Walker struggle bad, and I still think that you could throw him in the bullpen. But then you look at it, maybe the only time you would see him is if Aaron Nola only goes 4 or 5 innings, and then you bring him in for 2 innings in a pickup kind of scenario.
Yeah.
But where's your trust level? Because he looked good, but then when the going gets tough, we've seen him crumble, and we saw it kind of happen tonight. I do think, and I'm sure you're going to allude to that. I do think that he was probably left in maybe an inning too long tonight. And
yeah, he had 83 pitches through 6, and we were talking in the newsroom, like, do you think he goes out? I was like, yeah, I think he goes out 83 pitches, and he showed no real signs of slowing down. But then, yeah, that 7th, he goes walk, double walk, bases loaded, nobody out. Kerkering comes into a pretty impossible situation, gives up a couple of runs, and that was the game. But I thought he pitched good for 6 innings, and I think his line was what it was. What he went 6 innings, 3 earned, I think 7 strikeouts. So yeah, like I'm cool with that. Like
yeah,
I know
4 hits.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that his last he had that bad start, a bad inning against the Red Sox, and I think it was like June 23rd. And then prior to last night, his last 3 starts were real good. He had like a 1.89 ERA in those 3 starts. If you remember, he had the good outing in Texas.
Yep,
had a good inning. A good outing in Chicago. He had a couple of really nice outings. And you thought he kind of turned the corner, and I did. I thought he pitched fine last night. But to answer your first question, like I've always assumed pretty much since he went through that funk that he's eventually going to end up in the bullpen in the postseason, regardless if they have a wild card series or an NLDS series. They're only going to need 3 starters in that first series. So to me, he's certainly not going to be one of their top 3 starters. I think it's going to be some combination of Wheeler, Sanchez, and I think Nola is going to be the 3rd starter, assuming he comes back and pitches decent or good. Anywhere in between decent and good. If he pitches lousy, you're not going to have him in there. And I don't, if he pitches lights out, that's obvious. But I think if he's serviceable is a better word. I think Nola is going to be that 3rd starter in the postseason.
Same.
And they really don't have any left-handed power arms in the bullpen. And you got Banks and Strom are your 2 top guys, lefties.
That's all you got.
Ranger, you figure he's going to go to the pen. He's not a power guy. Luzardo is a lefty that can throw 98. That has that kind of, at times, wipeout sweeper. So I do think he could play well in the pen. Now, obviously, comes in, does he pitch well with runners on base? That's been a problem for him. So there's a lot of questions, but I think I think he'll be in the bullpen as a guy that can come in, face left-handed hitters, gives you some velocity out of the pen. Hasn't done it a whole lot in his career. Do you want to trust him to do that in October? Maybe they move him there in September, see how he handles it. But we'll see. But yeah, I think bullpen is certainly the way to go with him into the postseason.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. It's interesting to think, do they have room in that bullpen for him? You mentioned it's just Tanner Banks and Matt Strom with your lefties in that pen. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Jose Alvarado will be there for the rest of the season, but with playoff time, he will not be there. I don't know. It's wild to think that maybe you don't see Jesus Luzardo on that NLDS roster, maybe see him on the NLCS roster, just because of the trust factor, and because I don't know. I don't know how much I trust him. I'd give him like a 6 right now because there is those stretches where he looks fantastic, and then it just comes back, and you're like, man, as soon as he runs into a little trouble, and that's the thing. He said on Thursday night after the game that he's okay with the hits. I'm okay with the hits too, but it's the walks, and the walk that led the bases loaded. Rob pulls him out. Kirkman looked great, and then lets up just a base hit that scores 2 runs. And the Nationals end up winning 3-2. But that's the thing. It's the walks, especially with runners on base, that concerns me, and you can't afford to have that come playoff time.
Agreed.
Just real quick on the starters too. I thought it was an interesting stat. Coming into tonight's game, the Phillies starters had a 4.05 ERA coming out of the All-Star break.
Okay. Which
ranks 12th in baseball. They had a 3.25 combined ERA going into the All-Star break, which was best in baseball. I mean, are we concerned with Wheeler, Sanchez? I mean, Ranger too. Ranger didn't look great in Cincinnati.
Nor obviously did he look great against the Orioles in the start before that.
Exactly. I mean, yes, 10 hits against the Reds on Tuesday night there. Where's your confidence level too, I guess, on the starting rotation too? Because we said this team will go as far as they can based on their starting rotation. And now that they're struggling too, it kind of things are collapsing.
No, and Wheeler obviously is going through something, dead arm, whatever you want to call it. His velocity's down. We talked about that in our last podcast after that start in Texas, a couple miles per hour. So I think that's a big reason. Wheeler's a big reason that they're going to this 6-man rotation, just to give him an extra day, give him some more rest. Ranger obviously could need some more rest. Luzardo is approaching fast, a career high for innings in a season. So, obviously Nola's just coming back. He threw, I think, 84 pitches in his last rehab start. So all these guys, I think, could benefit from extra rest. Even Chris Sanchez, I think, could benefit for some extra rest. And, Taiwan is really the one guy that you're pretty solid right now.
I would go with it right now.
There's all this 6-man rotation. We figured it might be happening at some point, but it would involve Andrew Painter.
Correct.
Which it's crazy it doesn't now. And I think the big reason is because Wheeler's scuffling a little bit. He could use some extra rest. So it's funny how things work out. But no, there's definitely a reason to be concerned. Ranger was so great, and here we are again for a second straight year in the second half of the season. He's leaking some serious oil. Your ace Wheeler has not been himself the last 3-4 starts. Sanchez has been solid. Walker's been solid. Noel's come back from injury. So there's a whole lot of question marks. You mentioned your lack of trust in Luzardo. So you really can't point to a whole lot of concrete, like feeling good about this other than when Chris Sanchez is on the mound. So yeah, 6-man rotation. Rob Thompson said they're going to do it one time through. We'll see if they keep going with it, if it works out well. But guys are getting some extra rest, which will be good during the dog days here. And we'll kind of see who kind of separates themselves and go from there, whittle down that rotation. But yeah, man, there's for sure questions even now with the starting rotation, which was so solid for the first 3-4 months of the season.
Just unfortunate, just really unfortunate because I don't know. Again, I think everything's going to plan out. They're just going through a little rough patch right now, and it just stinks because they were so hot coming post All-Star or post trade deadline.
Yeah,
now they've hit that little rut a little bit. Everything, I think, in my opinion, will be okay, but it is. There's the signs that are starting to happen as it did last year, right around this time of the year. With Ranger too. I mean, he said it's not fatigue, but like the dip in velocity says otherwise.
Yeah.
You and I looked at that graph that just showed his velocity over the last 3 seasons, completely dropping. His fastball was hitting like 96, 97 in 2023, and now it's like 91, 92.
Yeah.
Do you think he's fatigued? I think it's showing. I think there's definitely signs, but he's saying it's not.
Yeah. Rob Thompson said he hasn't complained about anything, any type of, he had the back issues last year.
Is that just who he is, maybe? Second half Ranger?
I guess. I mean, it's
which
crazy.
sucks because he's going in for his contract year.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Teams aren't going to want to hear that.
Right. It'll be kind of interesting to see what type of contract he ends up getting, because when he's good, he's as good as anybody. But now we've seen a kind of a pattern here of him falling off, of him not being able to sustain not greatness, but even like just a solid. He's been getting lit up the last couple of times. Like Cincinnati, obviously, he had the one call go against him early in the game, and he looked okay early, but then it kind of unraveled on him. Baltimore was not good. He's had some really rough starts here since the break. The Angels right out of the break lit him up pretty good. So yeah, it's interesting, but you can't really look at him and be like, I feel good about him starting a playoff game.
No, not right now. And then I don't know. I mean, feel good in the bullpen. We've seen him kind of make that transition into the bullpen come playoff time. Yeah. I don't feel good. You have to just trust Aaron Nola to come back here.
Huge.
It's Aaron. We're gonna need you, bud.
Yeah. Like you forget about him. He hasn't pitched in 3 months.
May 14th, dude.
He's starting Sunday. Yeah, 3 months. Yeah. And he's starting Sunday, and they need him to come back and be Aaron, which I think he will. I think he's ready to kind of make up for lost time. A guy that is never on the IL, just missed half the season. So I think he's going to come back with something to prove. The longest tenured guy on this team. He wants to contribute, and he knows they need him right now. And they do need him, and it's kind of scary to think if he comes back and the first couple starts are going like they were going earlier in the year. It's like, oh,
then panic. And
then it's like, oh, who do we even go to after Sanchez and Wheeler at this point?
Which again is just nuts to think about. We've been talking how good this starting rotation is, how confident. I remember in the season preview pod, I was like, I'll take the starting rotation against the Dodgers any day of the week.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh man, if Knowles comes back and it's not good,
we'll
see. But that is the big news of Thursday then too. Aaron Nola will pitch Sunday at 11:35. Wake up to baseball
early
on
morning
Sunday morning. Breakfast with Knowles.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see, man. It is crazy. I mean, to think about it, it's been 3 months since we've seen Aaron Nola.
Yep.
It's wild. Obviously, he hit his last start in Lehigh Valley, looked really good. 11 strikeouts through 5 1/3 against Buffalo up there in Buffalo. Like you said, all we can do is sit here and trust Aaron Nola to maybe even give the offensive spark. Real quick, because that's what I wanted to hit on real fast too. I don't know about you, and I know a lot of people on Twitter are kind of tired of it. Going back to the offense, like Rob Thompson, Bryce Harper said it on Wednesday night after the game. Trey Turner said it tonight on Thursday after the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just really good pitching.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Yep.
What, like
Brad Lord?
Yeah, good pitching.
Brad Lord, whatever.
And I get Trey's point tonight too. On Thursday, he said that some of those bullpen guys, it's a complete turnover. That's the first time they've seen have that bullpen. I mean, some of the guys that they were tossing out there, the Nationals were talking about. Some of those guys that they were throwing out on the mound after Lord went out, I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Right.
So I get Turner's point on that, where they're not used to. It's the first time them seeing those guys. But I mean, Brady Singer, Hunter Green, and Brad Lord.
Well, Hunter Green, I thought, obviously had some nasty stuff the other night. But guess what? You go to the postseason, guess who you're going to face?
Correct. Some really good pitching.
You got to put something together.
like if you're the Padres, you're like, okay,
yeah.
If you're the Dodgers, you're like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
Even the Brewers like Brendan Woodruff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's good pitching, but like, come on, man. It's not what you're going to even come close to seeing in October.
Yeah, no,
that's the only thing that I normally don't get on those guys about that stuff, but like that's complete, you know what?
Right.
Like,
yep.
Get out of it.
Yeah, you can tip your cap every once in a while to a guy who's has a great outing, and but like you can't just. Yeah, at some point you need to.
Hunter Green was great on Wednesday.
Yeah,
we can tip it. I mean, he's throwing 99. It's his first start. He was all fired up.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like him a lot.
He's a lot of fire.
He's a lot of fire. That's my type of guy. But yeah, I mean, come on, man. You can't just credit good pitching for having 2 extra base hits against friggin' Brad Lord.
Yeah, no, good hitting at some point has to step up and face good pitching. Yeah. And I get it. You're not going to win all the battles, but you got to win enough of them to score more than 3 runs in the last 3 games.
Yep.
And again, just nothing early in the games. Like they just lull you to sleep. And it's like no juice at the beginning, no juice in the first inning. And really the first 3, 4, 5 innings, these last handful of games during this losing streak, it's kind of frustrating to watch. It's just, you know what's coming. And then, there's a little rally here and there, but never come out and set the tone like they were doing a lot earlier in the year.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, the first game of Texas, they came out on fire, even down. And then they scored however many
they
runs.
Scored a lot of runs late that game.
Destroyed. Yeah. Then, but where did that go? Ben alluded to that. Ben Davis alluded to that post game tonight. Like that's the offensive attack that we're used to seeing.
Right.
And you come out here in the last 3 games and you're like, what? Where did that go?
Yeah.
I want to see that again.
I hear you.
And
shout out to Ben too.
That's what I was going to get to. Hopefully that kind of transitions into the weekend here. I mean, you can't lose the series to the Nationals, especially if the Mets are doing what the Mets are doing.
Yeah.
Like this should be 8 games by now. It should, and it's not. It's still at 5.
Right.
This is down here on Thursday night, heading into Friday morning. But yeah, shout out to Ben. Shout out to I mean, that's the thing we didn't even hit on. And Trey Turner mentioned it in post game on Thursday that these guys are tired. Shout out to Ben and everybody on the Phillies. Big time travel. Trey called it adversity. Got through the adversity. Their plane never took off from Cincinnati, or I guess they were in Kentucky.
They were on the runway, Ben said, for about 4 hours.
Oh my God.
And they kept trying to take off, and then this light kept blinking that indicated like the battery wasn't charged. I didn't realize there was like a battery charge.
Excuse me?
Plane deal, but we'll call it mechanical issues.
Gas?
Something wasn't charged. Yeah, who knows? There was some battery that wasn't charging. And they kept trying to turn on, and they couldn't. They tried it like 3 times, and they finally decided we're going back. So like they go back, they have to find a new hotel because they checked out of the hotel thinking they were going to Washington. So they're scrambling for a hotel. Ben bunked up with Mike Mulligan, the Phillies director. T-Mac and Murph bunked up. Sharon, I think all the players had their own rooms. But
man.
But yeah, so then they don't even leave Cincinnati because they got in so late. They want to let the players sleep a little bit. So then they leave Cincinnati, I believe, at 1 p.m. They get to DC right around 2:30. And they go right to the ballpark, right to the ballpark for a 6:45 first pitch. So yes, that's part of a baseball season. Stuff like that happens. Sure. But that is brutal. But yeah, shout out to Ben because Ben was always not going. He was never going to Washington because Ruben's down in the booth. Yep. So Ben was always coming back here to do pre and post game with us in the studio. So his plan was to fly with the team from Cincinnati to Washington, take a train up Thursday morning, get up here, have plenty of time to get situated. But so then he had to get up Thursday morning in Cincinnati, find a direct flight to Philly. Poor guy. He comes in, he looking like death. He's wearing the same suit he had on in the booth Wednesday night. He fall asleep about an hour before the pregame show, just in the middle of the newsroom. People bustling around. And there's a big Irish 6'5" guy, just keeled over. And now he's got to go down for a radio appearance to Atlantic City tomorrow morning at 5:30, and he's coming back. So I don't want to make Ben into a martyr here, but the poor guy. He's getting old too. Dude, he's no spring chicken anymore.
It was funny. I came in and I was like, you look disheveled. And then I like turned the corner so our desks are kind of parallel to each other. We sit back to back, and like his stuff is everywhere. Like his suitcase is just open. I'm like, what is happening? It looked like the guy like what's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He looked like a character that literally just went through hell.
Right.
And he's just like shirt untucked. And I'm like, are you okay?
And when Ben typically will walk into our newsroom, he'll announce his arrival with the champ is here. And then he walks in, he's smiling, and hey, look at this crew. And he walks in Thursday afternoon, gives a half-hearted champ is here. And he comes around the corner, look at this crew. But to his credit, he always picks up a drink for me, a bag of chips for Michael B. He still managed to do that. Maybe at the airport, I have no idea.
Ridiculous.
Comes in and then just literally falls asleep in the middle of the newsroom for about an hour.
Poor guy, man.
Yeah.
He also brings in those the pretzel nuggets.
Oh yeah,
the peanut butter in the middle.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If you haven't, do it.
Yeah.
Go check them out.
Yep.
Shout out to Utz in the hometown of Hanover, PA. Shout out 717. Yeah. So the poor guy. I mean, and so like, the Phils obviously had their travel issues too.
Yeah.
if they were anything like Ben, God bless today, which it kind of looked like that.
Yeah. It's a legit thing.
Offensively. Yeah. You mentioned Bohm too. When do you think this could happen?
I found this interesting, that the last game in Cincinnati pregame, so this would be Wednesday pregame, he was asked about Bohm because Bohm played Sunday. Then I think they had an off day in Lehigh Valley Monday. And he played Tuesday, and then he hit a home run Wednesday. And that was kind of before Rob Thompson's availability. He said, "Oh, Bohm just hit a home run." So I'm thinking in my mind, he might be in the lineup Thursday in Washington. Like, he played 3 games, he hit a home run. The offense could use him. And I was surprised on Wednesday to hear Rob Thompson say, "Well, yeah, he was DHing today. He's going to play third base tomorrow, meaning Thursday, then back DHing Friday, and then Saturday." So the reporters asked him, "Oh, so he's probably not going to join you on this road trip?" And Rob said, "Unlikely, unless something drastic or dramatic would happen." So I was like, okay, so I guess they're going to keep him for another 4 days down in AAA. Give him 3 days. He seems to have a little bit of a rhythm, and he's the home run, and the offense could use him. But anyhow, then today or Thursday, they ask him again, "Hey, what's the deal with Bohm?" And he's like, "Well, he'll definitely be down there through tomorrow," meaning Friday. Maybe Rob kind of like, okay, we could really use this guy in the lineup. No need to kind of waste any more bullets down there. So it doesn't sound like he's coming up Friday, but reading between the lines, it wouldn't shock me to see Alec Bohm Saturday in Washington.
Wow. Okay.
Or maybe he's just not going to come back this road trip, and we'll see him for the start of the homestand against the Mariners. But I'd like him back in the lineup
right now
if he's ready. It's not
Friday.
Far. He's not flying to San Diego.
Correct.
He's in Lehigh Valley.
Come
on down to DC. We'll plug you in the middle of the order on Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon,
and be ready to rock and carry this offense.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, seriously, they need them. They need bats.
They do. That'd be. I think that's good intel. I think I'm more leaning probably the home stand.
Okay.
I think maybe we'll see him Monday against the Mariners.
Yeah, that's what Rob Thompson alluded to Wednesday. But it kind of changed a little bit. That okay, well, he's definitely gonna be back tomorrow.
And the debate we've had is that Otto Kemp or Weston Wilson getting sent down.
A week ago, I would have said Weston Wilson. Now I'm saying Otto Kemp.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
I think Wilson's at bats have looked a lot better.
Way
He gives
better.
a little more defensive versatility. And Kemp just, third base, he just doesn't look at home there. Which Bohm's going to come back and play third. Kemp can play a little outfield, but his at bats haven't been great either. That's my guess. It wouldn't surprise me if it ends up being Weston Wilson, but I think Kemp goes when Bohm comes back.
I think too. Obviously, Rob has been a big Otto Kemp guy. I've been a big Otto Kemp guy. I'm fully on board. But maybe get his confidence, get him playing every day in Lehigh Valley, and then hey, kid, we might need you come October. So
and in September too, the rosters go up by not as much as they used to, but they go up by 2.
Yeah.
So he could certainly be an extra bat. Obviously, they're probably going to bring an extra bullpen arm up, and that's the thing with the 6-man rotation too. When they bring Nola back, somebody's going from the bullpen, so that shortens the bullpen.
Who do you think that is? Because it's tough, right? Because
is it Romano? Which that's a possibility.
And is
that guy out there anymore?
Is that a DFA or is that
I think it's a DFA. I can't imagine he has any options.
Yeah. Not 8 or is it 8 home runs, 2 grand slams allowed this season?
Because somebody's got to go in the bullpen. So instead of having 8 relievers now, they're only going to have 7 if they're going with a 6-man rotation.
Yep.
So that'll be an interesting little shuffle too. Once Nola comes back, they'll make that move on Sunday.
Yep. Because Daniel Roberts on the 15-day IL right now.
Yeah.
Do you maybe move him to the 60 and then I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But it's that'd be crazy if we see a Jordan Romano DFA.
Yeah. Not a banner off season.
No.
For Dombo in terms of the Romano and Kepler signings.
Yeah. Well,
Luzardo was great for a while. He's been okay. It's fine. But
we're gonna need
those 1-year deals that they've been trying to these prove it deals they've not been proven.
They have not been proven
positively.
With Merrifield also in that.
Yeah.
So
last year. Yep.
And now we got, hey Max, we might need you to start every day in right field.
Yeah.
If Nick Castellanos can get things together.
Yeah.
Wrap up real quick. I mentioned it to you right before we started. I just wanted to get your power rings because we mentioned, I saw there's a few comments on YouTube talking about how we kind of downplayed the Brewers a little bit.
Not me, baby. I'm a big Pat Murphy guy. You were downplaying. You were scared of these guys.
I'm still not scared of them. They're a wagon.
Yeah, they are.
They're a wagon.
Yeah.
And they have a big series against the Reds coming up. Then they have a big series against the Cubs. Then you talk about fun series this weekend. We have Dodgers and Padres this weekend.
The Padres have passed the Dodgers.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. What give me your top 10. How do you want to do this? Do you want to do power rankings or do you want to do give me your top
5 in the NL?
But just
or do you want NL?
Let's just do NL and let's do how about this? We'll just give me your top 5 teams that the Phillies should be worried about.
Okay, so the Phillies aren't part of these rankings.
They are not.
Okay.
Because tell me where you'd put them and then give me your top 5
okay.
on where they would.
Yeah,
be.
National League right now, I think the Brewers are number 1.
Yep.
The way the Padres have played, I would probably put them number 2. Then it comes down to like the Dodgers and Phils to me. Dodgers have not been playing well either.
They have not.
They
just got swept by the Angels.
Talented team. Yeah, they got swept by the Angels. Talented squad. Pitching's getting a little healthy now with Snell and Glass now. Ohtani's obviously pitching more and more. I don't know, man. The Phils have a lot of question marks. I'll give the Dodgers a slight edge over the Phillies. I'll go Phillies 4th.
Okay.
Behind Milwaukee, San Diego, LA, then the Phils. Then I guess the Cubs, who have not been playing well. The Mets have not been playing well at all. Like, I'm tempted to put the Reds ahead of the Mets at this point.
It's a half game in the wild card as we sit down right now.
Yeah.
Half game.
Right. So I guess that's how I would. The Brewers are a clear number 1. And that race between whoever wins that NL West, the Dodgers, Padres, and the Phillies right now for that 2 seed is huge. Huge to avoid that wild card series for more reasons than one. Obviously, anything can happen in a 3-game wild card series. Like, say the Dodgers win that division and the Phillies are, that 3rd division winner, then they would play the last wild card, whoever that is. If that is that the Reds, is that the Mets? Like, it's just a dicey scenario. But also for pitching purposes, like if you go to that wild card series and you got to go 3 games, like that's not going to set up your game 1 NLDS. You know what I mean? Like your pitching is going to be a little out of whack going to that NLDS against either the Brewers or, for argument's sake, the Padres. You're not going to be able to necessarily have Wheeler and Sanchez lined up to go twice in that series, depending on what happens in the wild card series. So
doomsday right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm starting to think about that, man.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. But we'll see. But yeah, the 2 spots important right now. I wouldn't put the Phillies 2nd. I would put the Padres 2nd.
Okay,
but it's all very close behind the Brewers. I think the Phils can get it together and still be that number 2 seed. Get a little rest, which then the argument is it rest or rust with that week off? Obviously, we saw the Phillies week off last year, did not go well.
Or the Braves 2 years before that.
Yeah, but last year I believe the Dodgers and Yankees, who both went to the World Series, both had that week off. So some teams can handle it, but yeah, a lot of teams, it's kind of in baseball, you play every day, and if you go a week without playing, and then you try to get back into it against a team who is coming off like a wild card series, it's tough. But that's my long-winded answer to say I'd have the Phillies 3-4 right now in the National League.
Copy that. Real quick, too, we were talking about how the rotation is going to line up before I get to my rankings. It was funny. I saw a video. Someone asked, one of the social media influencers asked Rhys Hoskins if he could name the entire lineup from game 1 of the 2022 World Series.
Oh, wow.
He did great. Got everybody. He switched Marsh and Stott. Marsh batted 9th, Stott batted 7th. Okay. So he flipped those guys.
Gotcha.
But then he was asked who's the starting pitcher
in game 1 of the World Series for the Phillies in 2022. Hold on.
I was like, oh, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so it's an obvious thing. Well, Wheeler.
I'm not going to give it away.
I'm just trying to think. I don't think it was. Was it Wheels?
It was not.
Wheels pitched. I guess he pitched game 2.
It was Knowles.
It was Knowles in game 1. Okay.
I was like, it's Wheeler. I'm like yelling at Rhys on the phone because he's like, and it's got to be Wheels. And I'm like, yeah. And then the guy was like, oh, it was Nola. And I had to like double check. And I was like, oh my God, it was Nola.
Right.
I could have sworn. I would have bet my entire life savings it was Wheeler.
Well, Wheeler definitely, if in that NLCS, pitched game 5. The Harper swing of his life.
Correct.
Bedlam at the bank. Wheels pitched that game, so he probably wasn't lined up rest-wise. He probably needed an extra day or 2 to get to game 2 of the World Series.
Right. But that just shocked me.
Yeah.
Too. So that's, speaking of how this rotation could work out, especially when it comes, if they make that wild card and then you have the NLDS lined up. Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Could be.
It's dicey, man.
Could be
all
interesting.
Very dicey.
I'm going to go Brewers right now.
Mm-hmm.
Phil 2nd.
Okay.
Padres 3rd.
Okay.
Dodgers 4th.
All right.
Reds 5th.
Reds 5th.
I don't want to see the Reds.
So Reds over the Cubs too.
Reds over the Cubs.
Okay.
Just because I don't think the Cubs are playing their best baseball right now.
Okay.
And it just scares me that the Reds, it could be recency bias, obviously, but I don't know, man. It was funny. We were talking about it. I don't want to see them in that wild card.
No.
I would be terrified.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hunter Green, Brady Singer, and that rotation would have to come to Philly instead of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Good luck, especially Red October. But I don't know if I want to see them, man.
And, dare I say, a manager that knows his way around October.
Bingo. That's what I'm saying.
Ricky's
That's
guy,
the
Tito,
whole,
wherever it was, Cleveland, Boston, he's knows his way around how to manage in a postseason series. And,
it would scare me.
So does Topper, but that'd be interesting, man.
It would scare me. So as we sit down right now, it's the Brewers, Phils, Padres. The Phils actually are tied with the Padres currently for that 2 spot.
Won 8 of 10, I think. Like
they
5
have
in a row. So
yep, 5 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah.
So scary. Then it's funny. Then you look at the 3 wildcard teams. The Cubs have lost 1 in a row, but they're 4-6 in the last 10. The Dodgers are 4-6 in their last 10, and the Mets are 1-9.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Very interesting.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And keep an eye on those fish too.
Fish are hanging
the
around
fish are hanging,
on the periphery.
Dude. The fish are hanging.
All right.
How funny would that be? You mentioned that.
Yeah.
How funny would that be if they end up getting second in this division?
Yeah. I mean, it could definitely happen the way the Mets are trending. The Mets are heading down towards 500 in a hurry right now,
which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Again, we can speak bad about them because it won't be our fault if the Phils end up streaking like this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we can enjoy it now. God forbid if the Phils do that, then we'll worry about it and we can talk about it. But right now we can laugh at the Mets and thank the Braves for what they're doing to the Mets in New York right now. So
Phils need a win, man.
Please.
Let's see Wheels do it on Friday night.
It'd be great.
Attack that Nats lineup.
Yeah.
It's a rematch tomorrow, or pardon me, tonight, Friday night. It's a rematch of opening day. Mackenzie Gore.
Oh, Zach where he struck out like 20 guys.
Gore struck out 13 guys in 6 innings.
Good Lord.
That was the Shadows game down there in Washington. The fellas couldn't see.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was it. They gave up 1 hit in 6 innings. It was a rough start to the season.
It was.
Wheeler pitched great too, so it'll be a lot has changed since then. But we'll see how it goes with a big lefty on the mound for Washington.
Should be fun. Just like I said, how about you just take the next 3 in Washington and let's
Knowles finish it off on Sunday.
Sure. God, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I hope he comes out and throws a gem. Do you think obviously pitch limit maybe?
Yeah, he threw 84 pitches in his last rehab start. So my thinking would be he'd be able to go above 90, which, I guess they probably wouldn't stretch him out to over 100. But, you're talking in that 90 range. You're talking hopefully 6 innings or so. So, yeah, we'll see. But they need him, man. They really need him. He hasn't pitched in so long. It's so weird. He's been Mr. Reliability, Mr. Dependability. And for him to go this long without contributing and playing, it's crazy. But it's a big storyline with some of the way the other starters are trending right now.
That it is. And the Mets welcome that's the Little League Classic, right? So the Mariners are coming to New York.
Okay.
And then that Little League Classic, I think, is Sunday up in Williamsburg.
Mariners are good too, man.
That's
They're coming to Philly next week. That's a really good team.
It's going to be so much fun.
Team that went out and got some bats to complement their great starting pitching.
Your guy too.
My guy Suarez. They got Naylor to go along with Julio. J.P. Crawford, another friend of mine.
Yeah,
is a reliable guy for them, and of course,
their lineup is deep, dude. Like JP's batting 9th.
Yeah,
they were going. I went through the lineup.
Julio,
it's insane. A Rosarania.
Yeah,
it's your leadoff guy.
Yeah, Naylor
can hit.
Yeah,
but they're back at the bank, so hopefully, all things considered. I just want to wrap up with this. You and I talked to Ruben Amaro Jr. the other day. Do you remember this? And we were talking about the Quan deal.
Yes. He's on my side.
He was on your side.
He was on my side.
Miller and Painter.
No,
excuse me. No. He didn't say Painter. He said Crawford.
Miller and Crawford.
He said Miller and Crawford. And I forget who else he said that he would have done that for Quan.
I would have. I said it before the deadline. Quan to me was good enough to give up Aiden Miller, which I know it's blasphemy to you.
Blasphemy.
And Aiden Miller's been playing great.
He's been
maybe a little relaxed that he knows he's staying around. I think he was just player of the week in the Eastern League.
He was.
So we'll see how it all plays out. But boy, the way this lineup's going right now, Stephen Kwan would be nice, man. Guy that puts the ball in play, gets on base, plays a heck of a left field.
But then Stephen 2 years from now.
Hey, yeah, if Aiden Miller's worth it, I get it. But I just think the offense needed more than Harry Bader. That's just my 2 cents. We'll see.
Hey, man, Harry's playing well. He's playing decent.
Yeah.
He's playing decent.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get it together, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get it together, especially in DC, because as you mentioned, Mariners come to town next week. That's gonna be a fun series at the bank.
Yep.
So we'll talk to you guys before then. Hopefully maybe Sunday, if not Monday.
Okay.
Because Roku game Sunday, so we're both off. I'm gonna go spend the weekend with my mom and dad.
Oh, there you
go. Back home to good old Hanover, Pennsylvania. Shout out. So 717, baby. It's about the pool. It's the last time. Dad likes to close the pool early.
Sure. Oh yeah.
So the pool's been a lot of problems this year too. So he's ready. He's ready to shut that thing down.
Yeah.
So
right.
We got one more last weekend by the pool back at home. So
very good.
For Sean Kane, I'm Spencer McKercher. We'll talk to you guys after this Nat series and hopefully with some better news and hopefully a lot better offensive numbers.